Well, hold the presses. I gave you some false information in my last video. I wanted to issue an immediate correction. I went to put the rear hubs, no, the rear drums back on the truck, and I had the wrong outer bearing. So that bearing that is 2984 is incorrect. It should be BR25592. Let's go out to the truck and I'll show you exactly what's happening out there. So this might be a little hard to show, but this is the passenger side, and I've got it put together to where it should just all go together. Oh, there you go. See that daylight through there? Right here. What's happening is the bearing pokes out so far that I can't get the two jam nuts far enough in. They're hitting the back side of this, not allowing that to seat all the way in. So take note of what that looks like right there. So here's the other side. You can actually see probably 5 or 6 threads on that inner shaft, and on the other side the nut is barely holding on to 5 or 6 threads. So I've got to take the other side apart, get that wrong bearing out, the 2984 bearing out of there, gone, get the new bearing packed, and then in there I'll show you that process, and I'll show you how easy this goes together when you have the right parts. I've been fighting this and it's been really hard to find the correct part, but anyway, let's get this done. Get out of there. Wrong bearing out. Alright, the batteries are dead in my little digital caliper thing, but I'm going to try to show you what's taken place here, if I can get this to show on the camera. So I'm going to go from an outside bearing straight across to another outside bearing and just measure the very tip top of that and set the caliper. So there's the caliper, it's barely touching both sides. Now if I do the same thing on the bearing I just took off the truck, watch this. Let me make sure I'm going straight across, bearing to bearing. So that one right there. It hits the top. So I'm sitting on the outside of this bearing and it hits the top of that bearing. And what that does, because this is the inside, it pushes that farther out. It's actually this way. This is out. It pushes it farther out this way than this one would sit, giving it more threads for those nuts to grab onto. So that is literally our problem. We have the wrong roller bearing for the application. So new link down below. I already put the other one in and it just went together complete flawless. So let's get this wheel bearing packed and on the truck and get this thing sealed back up once and for all, and then we are this close to a test drive. Holy cow. Wallace the 66. So this will show you too. That's it down inside. This is the new one. Down inside of there. See how you can see those rollers, even though it's pushed down as far as it'll go? It's even poking out that side. Watch how good this one fits. It just fits right down inside there, all snug as can be. That is the correct bearing. I apologize for the misinformation in the former video. Let's get this wheel bearing packed back on that truck. I could have put gloves on for this, but it's fine. You just go till it pokes through, just like I was talking about on the other video. I've showed this in several videos, in fact. Alright, gonna flip it around, do it from the other side as well. I can't wait to drive this thing though. So that will just slide right on there. Just kind of lift up on the hub as that goes in. Oh, it's so far in, it's awesome. People on the internet make this stuff look easy. They edit out all this stuff, pretty sure. I can't be the only guy that struggles to get this started. I've done it enough times trying to test this thing out and redo it and over again. You'd think I could just slam that thing in there super fast. I know you're supposed to torque it to spec, whatever. I do it by feel. Let that thing can roll without dragging too hard, and then I give it one more tug. About like that. Yep, that'll do. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that feels lots better. Still got to adjust my brakes. I haven't shown you guys the video of me putting the brakes on. I've got brake lines and everything already done. So be sure and subscribe. That video is coming up here very shortly. Editing it right now, in fact. Well, right now I'm doing this. You know what I mean. See, and I fight every single one of these. Every time. The fronts are smaller. They were easier to put on for some reason. I don't know why the big ones are harder to get threaded. Alright, and then what you do is you take your tabs on that washer that we put between the nuts. You bend some of them back to hold the inner nut in place, and you bend some of them forward to hold that outer nut in place, so that neither of them can move. You don't want any of them backing out on you. So, there's that. We are good to go. I gotta bend those things over, and then we can get the axles in place. Out. Hold on to that nut. Keep it from moving. We'll do this one down here as well. Ooh, yep, that one feels real weak, like it's gonna break off. If I had to do this one more time, that could have been a problem. Alright, the gasket that we're looking at is 2931. I bought these things off of the internet somewhere. I'll find the link and put it down below as well. Flimsy little thing, you want to be careful with it. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Seat that all the way on. No, and then bang your truck. Good thing it's got sweet patina on it. My goodness. Oh, look at that. It seats all the way down. This is a beautiful day. Find my little wedge shims and my nuts that go on that. I'll get this thing torqued down. Each one of those gets a wedge flange, and then they each get a lock washer and a nut. Alright, torque them down. Alright, bigger wrench to tighten it down. Now, of course, I forgot to turn the camera on, but that one's all torqued to spec. Do the same thing on the other side. This is done, and done. Well, one thing you can always count on from DIY Home and Auto is the honest truth. I screwed up, taking ownership of it, sharing the correct information with you guys as quickly as possible. I've made several more steps of progress on the truck between those two videos that I recorded. So, well, the original video and this video. I've got brake lines on. I've already bled the brakes. I need to do some final adjustment on the tension of the drum, of the shoes, I should say. And then this truck is ready for a test drive. As soon as I mount the tires, I do have wheels and tires for it. I've been saving that for kind of the big reveal video. I've also got to put interior in it, figure out what I'm doing for a bench seat, upholstery, that sort of thing, and then we'll be driving this bad boy. Still got to get it registered, insured, all those fun things to make it legal. Still got to get lights too. There's still a lot to do, but I am going to test drive it very soon. Shh, don't tell the governor. Anyway, this is Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Be sure and like, share, subscribe, do all those things. If you feel like I've deserved it, check the other links and that sort of thing for Wallace the 66, Midnight Maroon, other projects I've got going on. Lots of things happening at DIY Home and Auto. Thanks guys, appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.